the thing about having sisters is like there is an unspoken understanding of any look that you could have in your eye. They know what the fuck that means.
We're like telepathic.
Yes. Like you could be like, I need to get away from this person right now. And I can literally glance at my sister. And, you know, there's just that thing between women, I think. And it's really, you like, I have two sisters and I have two brothers. And I was on the phone with both of my sisters this morning, and there's one in crisis. And we were like circling around, and my sister Simone was like, isn't it sad that we can't call either of our brothers for any advice? And I was like, not because they don't care. They're just not equipped. They're not girls, and they don't get it. You know, girls, there's just a vibe that you can't really describe unless you become one, and an understanding.
Where you just could say anything, tell any secret, you know, they're never going to like you over, and have like a secret language with each other, or it could be just like one word and they like know exactly what you mean.
And also exposing yourself, you know, when you do something ugly or that you're not proud of, you know, which all of us are guilty of, and you tell someone, like you tell your sister, and like the love of like, oh honey, like I remember telling my sister, I don't remember what it was, but I remember revealing something to her about a boyfriend maybe or something. Oh yeah, a boyfriend had treated me like badly, that to the point where I was embarrassed to even tell anyone, right? Because you're so shameful and you're like you're in denial. And I remember I told my sister, and that I was like, you know, and I was like, I still love him, and I don't know what to do, and I can't believe someone like me with my personality is accepting this kind of behavior. And I remember her just going, oh, honey, like it was so okay that I told her. It was such a relief, her reaction. And it was like, you know, she's like, you haven't done anything wrong. You know, you haven't done anything wrong. You're just like, you know, and it was the most kind of like comforting experience that I can point to know that like in our flawed selves, there's always room for acceptance, you know, and your sisters or your mom or your dad or whomever you're closest to, when they show you that kind of unconditional love, it is just feels so warm, you know, you feel love
and safe.
Yeah, right. Safe.
Yeah. It's not the same with brothers. Is there anything you regret saying to a guest?
Oh God, I'm sure if I had to, like, if I could remember, you know, all of those conversations. Yeah. Because, you know, I mean, regret, like, you know, in the moment, no, because that was my job, to be bawdy, to be outspoken, to say the thing that nobody else was going to say, but everybody was thinking, right? So when you get rewarded for that, you think that's your commodity, and you're like, oh, this is good. You know, you want to call people out. So now if you played back episodes, of course, I'd be horrified by some of the things, and that's okay. You know, that's what an evolution is. You know, we're all learning now about how to behave better and how to hurt less people's feelings, and especially comedians, you know, have a different job now. And the ones that are resisting that, like that, you have to find a new way to talk about different things. It's not about making fun of anybody other than yourself, white men excluded. You know, we can still make fun of them right now. Well, our focus actually is on them right now. So
Enjoy.
But you know, I think that is the great thing about everything that's happened most recently, is that it makes everybody have to be a little bit more clever about the story that they're telling or the joke that they're telling. And I appreciate a challenge like that. And it's also the decent thing to do.
What is the worst date you've ever been on, and why?
I went on a date. I've had a lot of bad dates, but I have a really good, wait, let me think. Well, I'll talk about the most recent one. I went out with a guy that I met on Raya. This was like probably in the middle of the pandemic. And he was really cute, and we went for a walk on the beach because it wasn't like I wasn't comfortable yet, you know, you know, when people were going for walks, which I had never been on in my life before the pandemic. I'm like, oh my God, if another walk, I'm going to shoot myself. So I went on a walk with this guy, and within the first 15 minutes, he told me about a ball injury that he had sustained to his testicle. And we were walking on the Strand in Santa Monica, like that bike path. And I remember just looking at him like, you can't be serious that this is your opener. Like, I haven't even met you yet, and you're telling me about your ball accident. A, I don't give a shit. B, I don't want to hear about your balls. Even if we've been dating for 2 years, I don't want to hear about it. Like, we're not talking about it. It's never coming up again. And I just couldn't believe that was his opener, like that's what he thought was okay to say to me. And my friend goes, I think men probably think that they're being funny around you, like that you want to hear that. And I'm like, that I want to hear about balls? All I've been talking about for 20 years is to stop talking about balls. So I don't know how I'm giving off that vibe.
The joke you said right before this is a joke about balls.
About balls,
Yeah,
right. So, but it's okay for me to say it. But I don't think, Paris, do you agree? Do you want to hear anyone talking about their balls?
No, especially someone you just met, like that probably like turned you off right away, and you're just like thinking of like a deflated ball the whole time.
Yeah. And then he also told me a story about like how he doesn't think living with women or the opposite sex is good. Like if you fall in love and you're with someone, you guys should live in the same house but in separate bedrooms or possibly separate homes. And I was like, hey, listen, I'm down with that, but like this is not an opener. All of these subjects are not things you open with.